Ladies and gentlemen, my name is BrendenPlayz and welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling. We are in our second year of our TNA playthrough. It is our first show of the new year, 2007. So it's been a long time, 10 years from the current day. So, well, you know, how has the wrestling world kind of changed? You know, within the 1 year that we've had the control of TNA, we've been able to kind of get a bit of an idea of what TNA could have been all those years ago. And now, with this year, 2007, which I did personally enjoy, WWE in 2007, TNA in 2007 was pretty good as well. We can now kind of get an idea of where we can take TNA now and continue into the future. Where can we get TNA to? How big can we grow it? These are the challenges we've got in this year of our playthrough. Speaking of this year, I want to kind of run through some of our ideas and some of our plans for this year and kind of give you guys an idea of sort of the talent that we want to push this year. Obviously, let's refer back to our TNA top 5. Last episode we kind of brushed on it very quickly, but these are our top 5 heels, top 5 babyfaces right now in the company. So clearly, we've got Christian Cage, number 1 face, Goldberg 2nd, Jeff Hardy 3, Sting 4, AJ 5. Top heels, Hassan, Abyss, Jarrett, Steiner, Joe. Now obviously, Goldberg's just come in and has a lot of popularity, but his ring work isn't exceptional. So him being number 2 face, yes, it is good for now, but obviously as time goes on, we're going to want to transition someone else and take that spot. Probably, if we can, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy has been one of our big projects this year, but we've really kind of failed on getting him to that superstardom point where he should be. So, obviously speaking about plans for this year, one of our big plans is definitely to get Jeff Hardy right to the top. If not, probably give him a world title run. I think that would be good to see Jeff get that world title run. Sting, well, he's kind of transitioning on his way out. He's struggling in the ring. He's still got a little bit of life left in him, but he definitely needs a good opponent to carry him, aka Abyss. And AJ, well, he's actually on a bit of a roll as of late, and we're really starting to move him up the card. On the heel side of things, Hassan's been killing it, so has Abyss. Those two I could see definitely holding the titles this year. Obviously, Hassan has the title right now. How long will he hold it for? That's a good question. I don't know. Definitely will have a good run, but I think Abyss is another guy who definitely deserves the championship at some point. Jeff Jarrett is still going well. We've actually done a pretty good job in retaining Jeff Jarrett's popularity and even increasing it, despite kind of seeing Jeff Jarrett as that older guy now, and that guy should be putting over the next guys coming through. We've done a good enough job to get Jeff Jarrett still at a bit of a legendary status in the company. Scott Steiner, we brought him in on a short-term basis. I think we even renewed his contract. We brought him in on a short-term basis simply just to put people over and just to be that veteran. But he's actually exceeded expectations, and he's done so well in some of his signature feuds. For example, his feud with Christian really got him over the top, and his popularity has surged, and he's actually in a good position. It's dropped a little bit, but he's still in a good position. And Samoa Joe has been a project that, again, probably failed a little bit in getting Joe where we wanted him to be. We wanted Joe to be maybe in that number 4 or 3 spot, but we haven't got him there. So, again, a bit like AJ, a bit like Jeff, we need to start working on them. And we'll take more of an in-depth look. I guess today's episode, we're just going to highlight some of the plans and see where our talents are. So these are our actual main event stars. So we'll obviously see Abyss. Abyss, low 90s popularity. I think he's the most popular guy we have in the company, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You know, looking at Abyss last year, ranked number 35 of the year. 23 wins, 13 losses, so he did have a pretty good year in terms of wins and losses. 81 average match rating, and considering Abyss was never always in the top tier matches, and he did have some time in some different other promotions as well. He did pretty well. He did pretty well for the year. But Abyss, I think, is probably the most underrated guy in our company. I think he is absolutely excellent and is at the top of his game. So obviously Hassan has the title right now, but I tell you what, Abyss, he's got to get it sometime soon. He's really doing well. AJ's at the 77, so we've actually risen his popularity quite a bit in the last couple of months. His feud with Joe very successful. A-Train, we've just started to push A-Train, obviously doing a little bit with Goldberg right now. Just started to get A-Train in a good position, and his popularity is increasing despite losing. So that's the thing, sometimes you can win but lose. So you can lose your match but also win at the same time by getting more popularity, because if you put on good matches, that's one of the keys to getting you guys popular. The best possible match rating will help guys get more over. So A-Train's been, a victim of that, I guess, if you want to use that word, but he's all, benefited from that really well, and A-Train's skills have been excellent. So whilst I probably don't see him as a world champion, he's got the size, he's got the look, he's got all the attributes to be a world champion. I just kind of would prefer a few other guys ahead of him. But if he keeps doing good enough, he gets popular enough, we might put him in the discussion. Christian's just lost the world title, and one of the things that I find difficult is, what do you do with someone after they've lost the world title? Do you transition them down the card? Do you give them a bit of a break? Sometimes I do like to give guys a bit of time off TV after they've lost the world title, their feud's over, give them a bit of time off TV, and then bring them back in a couple months when they're more refreshed and you've got something for them to do. On this occasion, that seems to be what we're doing. We haven't got Christian locked into a feud right now. So, do we leave Christian off TV just for a little bit? Maybe we wait for this current crop of feuds to end, then we put Christian in something rather than force something just to happen, just to get him on the card for the sake of it. Because if you see Christian, he had 25 matches in a year, which isn't really all that much. And considering as well, he did a little bit of a tour as well at the beginning of the year. So you take away that, you take away some of those matches, and he had 22 matches in TNA last year, and he was the champion. So we didn't really overexpose Christian too much. And considering that, have average rating at 87, we probably should have had him have more matches, but we didn't. So, do we start having Christian compete more, or do we keep him more as a special attraction whilst also, keeping him really strong and keeping him close to that title picture? I don't think it'll be long till Christian gets another world title shot, but I guess for now, maybe the plan with Christian, just give him a bit of a breather and then bring him back in a month or two. Goldberg's still doing the thing with A-Train. His popularity is doing well. I'd like to get Goldberg to 90, 95. If we can get Goldberg there, have him be that absolute megastar that comes in as that part-timer, I think it'd be excellent. 40 years of age now, Goldberg, so the age is starting to get there, and he is showing his age a little bit. So I guess Goldberg in the next year or two is probably going to be the last time we see Goldberg at his best. So, to hit, Goldberg going well in the next year or two. So if we're going to do something Goldberg, it has to be kind of now. So possibly Goldberg could beat Hassan for that title, which I think would be cool. And then maybe you could do Goldberg dropping the belt to Abyss, or the next heel coming through at Bound for Glory or something like that, if you wanted to do that, and have Goldberg have that swan song. He's only got 4 months left on his contract. We signed him for 9 months because we wanted to see where he's at. He'll definitely get a re-sign if he does want to stay with us. I don't know if he will, to be honest. It's possible that he may say, hey, I'm too big, I don't want to go. I don't want to re-sign, I'm going to go. So it is possible that could happen. But I think in the next 4 months, I think we're going to go from Colt to National, so we probably will remove that. But hopefully he does stick around, because I like to keep using him. I don't think he lost a match yet, from what I understand. He's only had 3 matches and he's won all 3, so he's doing pretty well. Jeff Hardy, you can see he's just starting to hit that 80 barrier for popularity. We need him to get to 85, 90 before we think about putting that title on him. So that's probably our next plan for Jeff, really start working on that popularity. Currently, he's in a feud with Samoa Joe, and Joe probably needs the win, but we can't really sacrifice Jeff Hardy. So the plan hopefully is those two connect well and have some good matches with one another. Jeff Jarrett still doing well in the mid-80s. He's going into a feud right now with AJ Styles. I don't know if I'll have AJ beat Jarrett. I think if we wanted to put AJ over big time as the next big guy, having AJ win would be ideal. So maybe we do that. And if AJ wins, he might go to 80 popularity, and all of a sudden AJ could leapfrog Jeff Hardy and be in the discussion for a world title. Maybe. Hassan, 89 popularity again. Love to get him to 95, if not 100. Really want to just get him right mega over. You know, that's the plan. Just keep pushing him hard. He's the man right now. He has had a absolutely awesome year. He deserves to have a very long title reign. He was excellent all year. We protected him pretty well. He only lost seven times last year in TNA, so and not many were one-on-one. So you know, 30 matches, 23 wins. So we have done a pretty good job in protecting him. And when we got him, just to put this in perspective, when we got him, he was at 75 popularity, and at his height, he was at about 90, and he's nearly there now. So that's a pretty good increase. So we've done a very good job with Hassan, and I would like to keep that going. Scotty Steiner still hovering around the high 70s, and Sting low 80s, doing quite well. Actually, the feud with the Abyss is going pretty well for Sting. And just to have a quick look at some of the guys that could go from the upper mid card to the main event this year. Alex Shelley's having a really good year, had a good year, and is tipped to be a crucial component of our X Division. I think he could really take the next step. Bobby Roode, maybe not in the main event, but I think he could become more of a focal point. Definitely could see him holding the global title, and with Rhino as the champion, I think it'd be very possible that Bobby Roode could beat Rhino next for that championship. Dudley's, they're still doing, Team 3D is still doing really well, but they're a tag team. Same with Chris Harris and James Storm. You know, some people might say, well, hey, let's do Beer Money, let's do James Storm and Roode. I really only want to see America's Most Wanted, because if we do Roode and James Storm, then what the hell do you do with Chris Harris? Because as a singles, he hasn't been great. His best matches are with James Storm. So if we don't have America's Most Wanted, then Chris Harris is almost worthless. So we've got to keep that team going, and it's successful. Why break up something that's successful? So, and Bobby Roode's doing a little thing with Eric Young, and obviously Roode might go more solo in the future as well. Fallen Angel, well, he's getting a title shot against Hassan. That's just a match I wanted to see. I just want to see how that goes down. So he's got mid-70 popularity. It's very possible we could get him to the 80 mark with a good feud here with Hassan. So hopefully we can get him into the main event, and I think he'll get there pretty soon. He'll probably lose to Hassan. I don't see him getting the championship, which could mean that he maybe will enter in the tag division a little bit more seriously with Kazarian, and we do something there. Homicide, you know, should probably get a run with the X Division Championship some point this year. He's been excellent. We just haven't had anything for him as of late. Paul London, new to the scene, and we'll see how he goes with Shelley. Joe, as we said, low 70s, needs a big win, but he's probably not going to get one anytime soon. And Test, well, geez, didn't we have big plans for Test? And, you know, look, Test, I mean, he's improving. Started off at 60, he's now 70. So being paired with Abyss is really helping Test right now, and I think by the end of the year we might be looking at Test more seriously as a breakout star. Obviously right now, no, but look, he's got potential. His skills isn't quite there yet. So, you know, with a bit of time, hopefully he does get there. And just to quickly wrap this up a little bit further, Aries, obviously X Division and Tag Division right now. Billy Gunn tagged. Chris Hero, definitely in the Tag Division right now, and he's up to 60 popularity. That's a big increase. How the hell did that happen? I think he had a good match with Aries and Strong recently, so maybe that helped. I don't know, but yeah, so he's really bumped up a little bit. Chris Sabin, obviously in the X Division and the Tag Division, he's doing quite well. Chris Sabin, without being great. Obviously Shelley's leapfrogged him. We picked Shelley over Sabin. Eric Young kind of lagging behind Bobby Roode a little bit, but you know, he's not in a bad position. And Kazarian, his ring work just isn't as good as the other X Division guys, but as we said, pairing him with Angel will obviously give him a chance to be a factor in the Tag Division. Tanahashi, we don't have him to a written deal, Tanahashi, so it's kind of like, well, do we give him that major push? Because there's always that chance that, okay, he'll have to work with New Japan, and we do have that alliance with New Japan that we don't want to break. So Tanahashi right now is just on the roster. He'll do a little bit here and there, but he's never going to be a vocal point. He is still with the Dutch dynasty. We still have that group set in stone, which is fine. Kevin Thorne just come in with the Insane Asylum. Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan actually is one of our best guys on our roster, which is kind of crazy to think. But Matt Morgan, his in-ring work has been outstanding. Now, I know he's ranked at 150, but realistically, his performances are a lot better than that. And you can see this latter part of the year, a lot of 70s there. So he'll be a factor, no doubt. So Matt Morgan, if I have to pick someone to be our next breakthrough, mid-card to maybe main event guy, I think Matt Morgan might be the one. He's really doing well. His popularity's dipped a little bit, but has improved since we brought him in. Dipped a little bit as of late with a loss to Rhino, but he'll definitely get to the top. Monty Brown, unfortunately, he's kind of been leapfrogged a little bit himself. We just haven't really ever had anything for Brown to do. We've got him working a program right now with R-Truth, so hopefully that will help both guys. Petey Williams, I don't know, maybe we possibly could cut him, let alone push him. He could be cut. Rhino just hasn't been as good as the other guys, hasn't really been good enough to warrant that big push. And obviously Road Dogg and Tag. So just wanted to kind of do that because I wanted to highlight where we're heading with a few different things and kind of what you can expect to see. And also, if you have any suggestions, if you have any ideas, say, hey, you should do this with this guy, feel free to let me know. And kind of, if you agree with some of the ideas we've got of who we think should get the big push, let me know. And if you have some other ideas, let me know as well, of course. So in terms of decision contracts, we've made a few different contract offers. Obviously, Natalya, we're offering her a new deal. Her deal expired. What I'm thinking is I might bring in Natalya's dad, Jim Neidhart, just to be her, manager, just to kind of put Natalya over the top a little bit further. I think that'll give Natalya a chance to kind of take that step from being mid-card in our women's division to, potentially a champion. Just having that, her dad there putting over her act a little bit further might be a good idea. This referee, with ridiculous 98 refereeing, we're going to bring him in. Obviously, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, we're going to bring him in. Rookie, so obviously getting down to developmental and GFW. Rikishi, now you're probably thinking, why the hell are you bringing in Rikishi? Simple reason, 69 popularity. We've got a few guys coming through the ranks in our mid-card that I'd like to have, I guess, essentially Rikishi sacrifice himself to put them over. So we'll bring him in for a little run and have him put some of these guys over. So Rob Terry, we'll bring him into developmental, give him a little bit of a run, see how he goes. Same with Lacey Von Erich. Obviously, being a Von Erich, that's a big name. So good sex appeal as well, decent star quality, and okay mic skills. So she could be a little factor. So she might not be too bad. I think she does have a run with TNA in the future as well. So yeah, we'll bring him in developmental. And some of you guys are also asking, what's the deal when we get to move up in size? I did cover that last episode, but just to show you, we only need to move up 1 point in 3 regions, and then we go from being a cult to a national, and just the impact that a national can do for us, I'll put it into perspective right here. So Brock Lesnar, for example, he could sign with us. Chris Jericho would sign with us. If you wanted, you could get Hulk Hogan. You could bring in Hogan for a run if you wanted to. Randy Savage. I think Randy Savage would sign now. No, you actually wouldn't. So you could bring Randy Savage in. So Steve Austin. I think you could actually bring in The Rock now. Yeah, we could sign The Rock right now if we wanted to. I'm not going to, but, we could. If we wanted to really, stretch reality, we could. But yeah, so that's kind of the impact that getting to national could do. Already, just Jericho and Lesnar alone, 2 big names to bring in. That could change TNA completely. Now, Lesnar to TNA, well, some say like that's a bit far-fetched, but is it really? Lesnar's doing MMA. You could say he's a bit like Lashley. All right, I'm gonna do UFC, and I'm just gonna wrestle a little bit on the side. That type of thing. That's pretty possible. It's not far-fetched for him to do that. But we may as well start booking. I know we haven't done that for a little bit of time, so let's book our Impact show. Now we've got this episode, the next episode of Impact before our next pay-per-view. Lena, she's pulling a tasteless rib. That's nothing. Just give her a slap on the wrist. James Storm and Jay Lethal had a fight. Can't see Jay Lethal winning that one. We'll give Storm a little bit of a warning. And Roddy Piper is popular backstage, which is good to know. Okay, so we'll go ahead, book our show, and we'll show the results. Okay, so here's the results. Pre-show match, Chase Stevens, Austin Aries. I just did this one just to give Aries a win, to build some momentum. And look, Stevens, he's just going nowhere. Started the show off, though, with the Peep Show. I figured, alright, let's... Christian's had his issues with Hassan. Now we've got a new challenger. And we need a talk show, and the Peep Show is perfect. Christian's got history, so let's just do it. I know I kind of said I'm going to leave Christian off TV for a little bit, but... if there's opportunities like this, maybe we'll just have Christian do his talk show for a little bit. So he's still on TV, but, it's an option. So, the Peep Show, and obviously the guest was Muhammad Hassan. Hassan and Christian Cage go back and forth on the mic until Christian announced his next guest, which was Christopher Daniels. Then Christopher Daniels and Hassan face off to hype up their matchup. So, then Daniels gives Hassan a bit of a warning. So there you go, good segment. And I guess a pretty decent way to use Christian for now. Gave America's Most Wanted a victory over Sonjay Dutt and Jay Lethal as well. And you can see Storm 92, Chris Harris 89, which is why we're keeping those two as a team. They perform so well together. Road Dogg Billy Gunn promo on the Insane Asylum. Kazarian versus Homicide. And Homicide got the victory. But it was because Shannon Moore, which is Homicide's new rival, tried to interfere, but he accidentally hit Kazarian instead of Homicide, so a botch interference. We had backstage, Rhino offers Matt Morgan a title shot, but he says, Matt Morgan, you've got to win your next match, and if you do it, then I'll give you a shot. It was Matt Morgan versus Sabu, and Matt Morgan did get the win over Sabu, so Matt Morgan will get another championship opportunity at the Global Championship. And like we said earlier, Matt Morgan, well, this is why he's going to get pushed. 85 in-ring performance on a solo match. Excellent. This guy can hang. This guy can be main event material. Jeff Hardy promo against Samoa Joe. Beth Phoenix and Taylor Wilde one-on-one. Gotta use Taylor Wilde, obviously, to lose, but we haven't really used her much since bringing her in, so this is an opportunity just to let her shine, see where she's at. Not a great performance from her, and neither is not a great performance from Beth either, but both women are on the rise anyways. So Beth gets the win. I think, no, we didn't have Melina on commentary, but R-Truth promo, he cut a promo on Monty Brown, so we started that storyline, 69 rated promo. Then we had a hype video hyping up A-Train and Goldberg. Didn't want to use them this week, we just didn't have a spot for them, but so we just, put that little segment in there. Main event, this actually was nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be. Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles team up to take on Joe and Jarrett. Tag team match. We gave Jeff Jarrett the win, so Jeff and Joe pick up the victory over Hardy and Styles. So AJ 89, Jeff Hardy 91. Jeff Hardy was actually the best of the match, and that's really surprising considering who he's in there with. But I guess when you think about Jeff Hardy, tag team wrestling is his thing. Jeff Jarrett 84, Joe 88, overall 86. Could have been a lot better. I'm a little surprised that it was not as good as it was. But overall 88 rated, so yeah, can't be too disappointed. I guess a good start to the show kind of helped us out there. But yes, I would have thought maybe we might be able to push to a bit of a bigger rating from that match. I was thinking maybe 90, considering 4 of our best workers involved, but it is what it is. But it could mean that because Joe won, it could mean that there is a bit of a popularity swing there, so we'll have a quick look at that. Let's have a look at the rating, 3.72. So with our new TV deal, it has gone down, and we haven't quite recovered yet, and we probably won't recover for a while, but it's a bit of a long-term thing. We'll take a small ratings loss just to hopefully in the future bump it up. Trevor Murdoch's contract is expiring, 53 rated popularity, which isn't great. 26, if you don't have Cade, you probably don't get Murdoch, so we're going to leave it at there. And Lacey Von Erich got a rival update, but she's only considering our offer, and she was offered $450 per appearance. So why would she? You know, why would she take $450 per appearance where you can take $1,600 guaranteed? You gotta come to TNA. Speaking of contracts, Jim Neidhart will sign. So let's have a look. He's actually a decent babyface too, so that's good. So bringing him in as a babyface, bringing him in as a manager, obviously to work with Natalya, and this referee will sign too, which is excellent because he's got terrific refereeing skills. So we'll bring him in as well. And just taking a look, so SmackDown to compare, got 83 rated. Batista beat Ric Flair, Cena beat JBL. I think WWE did do a pay-per-view as well. I don't know if I remembered showing you guys, but they did do a pay-per-view recently as well. I just want to see their schedule as well, if they've changed any pay-per-views. They've only really added this Lost in Space crap, but other than that, they haven't really added or changed any pay-per-views at this point. So let's have a look at their history. So their Raw show, wow, look at Raw, 76 rated, that's really bad. 76 for Raw. Mark Henry versus Kenny in the main event. This is the thing, this is why the AI is so silly. Mark Henry versus Kenny in the main event, and the match before it was DX beating Batista and Rey Mysterio, 97 rated, and they didn't put it in the main event. They put Henry and Kenny in the freaking main event. If you put Batista and Rey versus DX in the main event, that show probably goes to 90 rated for sure. It's crazy. But yeah, their last pay-per-view, that was a while ago, it was Armageddon. So Van Dam, JBL, Edge, Kane, Undertaker, and Benoit. So I'm guessing that was a 6-man Hell in a Cell or something. No, it was a 6-man. No, what was it? It was a triple threat tag match by the looks of it, something like that. I don't know, but Batista beat Randy for the title. So Batista's been champion. He lasted all year as champion. That's pretty impressive. He had the title since April 2005, and it's now January 2007. That's pretty impressive. He's had the title that long. So who knows? He might go 2 years as champion, which is kind of unheard of in WWE. And you know, that's actually one actual year with our TW playthrough, as well as, you know, that period of time before our playthrough began. So to get through 1 year as a champion on TW is pretty good, considering, you know, they do often do title changes here and there. But yeah, so that's our Impact show. We are running out of time. We might quickly run through Explosion. We may as well. So we'll quickly do Explosion. We might just cover a couple storylines that we didn't quite meet. So a couple of protege things here. And Jim Neidhart's passing on tips to his protege Roderick Strong. So Neidhart and Strong apparently, you know, are now a thing. Just checking Natalya. So we want to add Neidhart as the manager there. And we need to assign him a gimmick as well. So looking at potential gimmicks for him, his best is Brute and Crazy. So you're probably best getting a Brute and a grizzled veteran. That'll do. That's fine. So that's kind of what you want, a veteran / legend type of gimmick for him, coming back just to support his daughter. So that's an easy thing to do. So we might actually use Natalya this week and debut Neidhart. I think that might be cool to do. Alright, so we'll quickly do this one and we'll get back to the result. Okay, so we started things off with 5 of our women going back and forth on the mic. And Gail Kim, Melina, Beth Phoenix, Rebecca Knox, and Natalya basically arguing over who should be the #1 contender. And well, look at this. Natalya and Jim Neidhart have absolutely zero chemistry together. Well, there goes that. God. Alright, so we just bring him in, and look, Jim Neidhart did help Natalya out there, but they just have zero chemistry. I don't know how much it is going to affect Natalya, but we bring him in, and it's absolute disaster. I think I'd be better off without Jim Neidhart as my manager. Alright, for God's sakes. Alright, that's going to have to get rid of that. So we did a Fatal 4-Way. Knox, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, and Gail Kim, with Beth Phoenix getting the victory, becoming the #1 contender. James Mitchell hyped up
his client Abyss for their match against Sting. So just to advance that one, Alex Shelley had a promo on Paul London. Aries and Strong had a promo on Team 3D, and then we did Aries and Strong versus Marufuji and Kenta tag team match, giving Aries and Strong the win because we are giving them up to have a match against Team 3D at the pay-per-view. Apparently Roderick Strong was used too much, but overall decent rating, and looks as though we just signed Jim Neidhart and we just have to fire Jim Neidhart. Fantastic. What a absolute shit show that is. Well, you try something and it just doesn't work. What can you do? Apparently Terry Funk's now retired. Is that legit, or is he going to come out of retirement in 3 weeks' time? He's got a few offers though. 0.44 rating for our show. Natty, she's going to re-sign. Bray Wyatt, he'll sign. So we want him to be a heel, not a practice being a heel. Good babyface though, but good heel. So practice being a heel. And Lacey Von Erich, so she's nothing great anyways. So neither is good for her. So yeah, that was a colossal failure. We bring him in, and how long we signed him for? 6 months. 6 months, and we already got to fire him. Fantastic. It's only going to cost us 24 grand to get rid of him, but geez, I mean, what can you do with him? I mean, you could pair him up with Team Canada, I guess. You know, he was that role. Mike's skills are not great though, so is it really worth doing it? Probably not. And if he's got no chemistry, nah, fuck it, he's got to go. Sorry, Jim. And, you know, how angry are they about it? You know, Roderick Strong's got a small problem, but he doesn't really care, let's be honest. But there you go. So, one night only, Jim Neidhart. Oh, God. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on it. Let's get 100 likes. We've been able to hit that goal every episode that I've asked for it, so if we can do it again, keep that like goal going, I would really appreciate that. So more likes, more episodes, of course. Thank you very much for the support as well. The last few episodes, nice view counts, so I really appreciate that. And we'll definitely be doing more TW. Like I said, it's going to be a big year. A little bit rocky already, but hopefully things will, you know, smooth out a little bit in the next few episodes. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you in the next episode.